Hey YouTube, Film Geek here. Today I'm talking about the 2019 film, Extraordinary. That's right, it's two words, extraordinary.
Do ghosts have feelings? Ghosts like us can be lonely. Stuck between worlds, they spend what little energy they have trying to get people's attention.
Ugh, leave me alone.
But try as they might, it's hard for them to make any real impact in our world.
Extraordinary is directed by Mike Ahern and Anita Longman. It's also starring Maeve Higgins, Barry Ward, and Will Forte. Extraordinary tells the story of Rose, a mostly sweet and lonely driving instructor, must use her supernatural talents to save the daughter of Martin, also mostly sweet and lonely kind of guy, from a washed-up rock star who is using her in a satanic pact to reinstate his fame. Extraordinary is a 2019 Irish horror comedy, and it could easily be the best horror comedy that I have seen in the last 10 years. Oh shit, those are expensive. The film was released in Ireland and the UK September 13th, 2019, and then was released in the States March 6th, 2020. Critics have loved this film, and it's actually sitting on the tomatoes that are rotten at a 98%, which is certified fresh. So what do I like about this movie? Well, I saw this movie when it came out in theaters here in the States, and let me tell you, this movie surprised the hell out of me. Now, I went and saw it originally because I love Will Forte, I like his sense of humor, I like his weirdness, but what I found was quite possibly the best horror comedy that I have seen in the last 10 years. Why do I do that? This movie is well acted, the special effects are great for its time period, the script for this film is amazing, this film is insanely funny, yes, there's no scares in the film, but there is plenty of gore. And like any good horror comedy, there are plenty of shout-outs to other horror films. For instance, there's an entire scene where Rose stands outside Martin's house, and they kind of pay homage to The Exorcist. And there's also fun little nods, not just to the horror community, but films in general. For example, the first time Martin expels ectoplasm, Rose collects it in a MacGuffin's brand candle jar. Now, in a film, a MacGuffin is an object that is necessary to the plot and motivation of the characters, but insignificant and unimportant in itself. Don't say I never taught you nothing. As I said earlier, the performances in this movie are outstanding. Maeve Higgins plays an amazingly dry humor character. Barry Ward is astounding with all of his different faces and different characters that he plays because he has to be this possessed soul. And of course, Will Forte knocks it out of the ballpark with his own extremely weird brand of humor. And I mean, it was just pretty much just like the directors of this film just said, Will, just do your thing, man. Go crazy. Will Forte's performance as the satanistic pop star in this movie is just outstanding, and let me tell you guys, I am positive it is the best performance of his to date. You see, the movie doesn't just rely on dry humor from Rose, it also has physical comedy from Will Forte and all of his weirdness, and physical comedy that you find with Barry Ward with all the different faces and voices that he does. So on different levels, the comedy in this film lands with so many different people. I think the only thing that people would find this movie kind of gross about is it does have a little gross out humor in it, a little bit of gore and all, but that's basically the only horror element this film really has beyond like the Satanism. So good news to all of you Showtime subscribers out there. If you have the streaming service Showtime or it's part of your cable provider, you can actually watch Extraordinary right now for free. The rest of us, however, we're gonna have to rent it or buy it on Blu-ray or DVD. Okay guys, that brings us to the end of another Film Geek video. Thanks again for checking me out. If you liked what you saw here, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and give me the old thumbs up so I know you like what you're seeing. And of course, there's one last thing you can do, folks, and that is keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna.